Hi everyone, it's Lynn from Hey Lynn Vintage, and welcome to another Retro Cooking Wednesday. Today we are doing casserole. Well, not really, but it is the beginning of the 60s and casseroles are still huge. So Miss Leona Schnuelle, I believe I'm pronouncing her name correctly, made Dilly casserole bread. This is the bake-off for number 12. This was her 9th attempt to win the bake-off, and she did it. This casserole bread even made it to the Hall of Fame, so kudos to her. And let's get to this ingredient table. Let's see what we need to make Dilly casserole bread. And if you're new here, thank you so much for popping by. I really do appreciate it. I hope you do consider subscribing to my channel. And if you have been here a while, thank you guys so much. But let's get to that ingredient table and make some Dilly casserole bread. All right, the ingredients that we're going to use for casserole Dilly bread or Dilly casserole bread, whatever it is. 2 cups, 2 to 2/3 cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar. In this bowl, we have, it said 2 to 3 teaspoons of the instant onion. I have 3, 2 teaspoons of dill seed, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, baking soda, and then a teaspoon of salt. Then we have some wet ingredients that we're going to use. We're going to warm up our 1/4 cup of water, a tablespoon of butter. We also have a packet of yeast. We're also going to use 1 cup of cottage cheese and 1 egg. So let's get this started. All right, so they want us to take 1 cup of flour in I'm going to put this on my mixer. So I have my mixing bowl. 1 cup of flour in here, the 2 tablespoons of sugar, the onion, the dill seed, soda, and salt. That's all going to go in there also. And then we are going to mix in our yeast here. So I'm just going to sprinkle that all in there. And then they just want us to mix this well together. And then we are going to heat up our wet ingredients. So let's go to the stove. Okay, so they want us to heat up our water. So I have my 1/4 cup of water in there. Our 1 tablespoon of butter is going to go in there. 1 cup of cottage cheese. Helps to put the water in. So we are going to heat this together until it is 120 to 130 degrees. Just going to get this all melted. I do have a instant read thermometer here, so we want to make sure that we get this to the right temperature. Remember, we don't want to kill our yeast. Ooh, look at that. We better shut this down. I can't see that already there because the butter's not melted. I think I touched the bottom of the pan. Yeah, well, we'll let this, there we go. All right, so we want this to be between 120 and 130. I think we're good. Let's go add this to the mixer. All right, so we've got our flour and the seasonings in here. We are going to add that liquid that we brought up to temperature. I'm sure that's just to help our yeast rise. So we got that all in there. And then we are supposed to add our 1 egg also into the mix. And then do that till it's moistened. And then we are going to let it go for 3 minutes. And then we will add in the rest of the flour. Okay, so they wanted it just to be like a stiff batter. I used the 2 1/3. I didn't go all the way to the 2 2/3 cup of flour. And we are going to put some plastic wrap and a towel on this and let this rise. Okay, our dough has doubled. We are going to punch this all down, and then we are going to put it into our, well, I really buttered this casserole dish. A beautiful spring blossom. It says to put it in a 1.5 or a 2 quart, so this is a 1.5. So we're going to just get this all punched down and place it into our casserole dish and then let it rise again. She's a beaut. Let's get her covered up. All right, we let it rise again. We are going to put it in the oven for 30 to 40 minutes until when we tap it, it sounds hollow, on 350 degrees. Let's get it in the oven. Well, you guys, look at how beautiful this comes out. You can then put malted butter and coarse salt on the top. Or I even have just a little piece. It would probably just melt. And then sprinkle it with some coarse salt. Ooh, yummy. All right, I'm going to go get some coarse salt. Sprinkle that on. Ooh, yummy, yummy, man. Look at that. Get that butter all over. Sprinkle some coarse salt on there. Oh my gosh, you guys. That looks amazing. I just can't get over how beautiful this loaf of bread looks. Let's cut into it. Oh yeah. Look at that. With some butter and a soup. Good stuff. Oh my gosh, you guys, Leona did a great job. This bread is amazing. It is considered a batter bread, not a quick bread, because we are still using yeast as our leavening ingredient. But look at how big this thing got. Oh my goodness. And the taste with that dehydrated onion, very, very good. If you didn't have like dehydrated onion, but you had everything bagel seasoning, or even put that on the top, you know, we put the butter and the coarse salt on the top, everything bagel seasoning would be great on this. This is amazing, you guys. This was made for barbecues. That's why it was voted the #1 pick. And I will probably definitely make this again. So next week, I believe we are making candy bar cookies or something like that. So let's see how those turn out. It'll be just in time for Easter. So you can make some candy bar cookies for your Easter guests. So with that being said, this is Lynn from Hey Lynn Vintage. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, you guys. Thank you so much for popping in and supporting me. See you real soon, everyone. Bye. Oh my gosh. You gotta try it. It's really good.